Testimony Thursday. So I'm going to show 2 testimonies because my feed is full of amazing people having amazing results. That's what I follow. I don't doom scroll. I look at the goodness of God. I follow the miracles. And so I'm always watching people that have amazing stuff. And Crystal Welch posted something amazing today about a woman that is no longer in her oxygen tank. Now, listen, we have many, many, many testimonies of people getting off their oxygen on our team, which is so exciting. Can you imagine not having to carry around that tank? We're going to go to the live testimonies. We have Laura Broyles with us tonight. We've got Maureen, I believe, is getting on tonight. I think Sherry's going to share a little bit tonight. But the first thing I want to show you is I want to take you on over to Facebook, and I'm actually going to show you this 2 testimonies. If you could just hop on tonight, you guys can mute yourself as you're coming into the Zoom room. Let me go mute everybody one more time. That way you guys can talk amongst yourselves in your homes, right? But let me take you on over to Crystal's page. Crystal, it's so good. I was trying to screen record it right before we got on this because it's just phenomenal. So Crystal Brown Welch, if you don't know the story, her dad is Eddie. He's a legend. He's a champion. He's a superhero at this point. We love him so much. Eddie is like, is he 97 or 98 now, Crystal? I lose track because he had a birthday in there, but Eddie is the gentleman, the young man who busted out of hospice, like he said on there, 97. Yeah, they wrote him off to die, and he said because they thought it was game over for him, and didn't you know? God had another plan in store for him. And so there you have it. And so Eddie is a legend in our team and is now out of hospice. He's doing amazing. I see him riding the John Deere tractor, blowing the leaves, eating amazing food with Crystal. She takes great care of him. So let me screen share with you guys real quick, and I'll show you this quick testimony that I saw on her page today. And again, if you're scrolling, instead of doom scrolling, I got an idea for you. Miracle scroll. Miracle scroll. I'm always looking for the miracles on Facebook. That's what I do. I look for the miracles on Facebook. I don't doom scroll. I look for the miracles on Facebook. I encourage you guys to do the same. So here it is. Let me see if we can get this. Oh, wait. I don't think you can hear it. Hang on a second. I got to share the sound. One more time. You don't even have to be tech savvy to do this business.
6 weeks.
Yes, I've been on
Somewhere around 6 weeks, and we just had a little testimony that we wanted to share with you. So, Sandra?
Well, I've been on full oxygen for about 3 years. And since I've been on the patch, I've ended up. And the other day, we went to town and come back, and I thought I had turned my big machine on. Sit down, my husband come in a little while. And about 9 o'clock that night, he went in by the machine and stuff, and he said, "Is your oxygen still on?" And I said, "Are you got enough oxygen?" And I said, "Yes, I've got enough oxygen." Why? I said, "Because I've turned that machine down to 2 instead of being on 4 that I've had it for 3 years." And he said, "Well, Sandra, it's not even on. I had been without it for 9 hours."
And then when she checked her oxygen, it was 92. So she went 9 hours without her oxygen. She's been carrying this thing around for 3 years. She also walked in this morning without carrying it. So we just wanted to share that. So we're going to have a lot.
There you go. I mean, you guys, the miracles are endless. Start miracle scrolling. Don't doom scroll, miracle scroll. That's my advice for you guys. Another great testimony. So that was on Crystal's page tonight. Make sure that you like that when you watch that, because that is just too good not to share, not too good not to talk about. Right, guys? The next one I want to share with you, let me X out of that one. I saw it on my friend Joe Navarro. How many of you guys love Joe Navarro? Great guy, great family. But listen to what Joe said tonight at his event.
Hi, hey friends, I'm here with Kelsey and Aaron, amazing champions. You have to hear their testimony of what the patch has done with their son. Go ahead, Kelsey.
Hi, so yep, our son is Connor. He's 11 years old. When he was born, he had retinitis pigmentosa. It's a retinal eye disease. And at 3 years old, the doctors told us that he will be fully blind. He'll never drive a car. And he started patching in January. In less than 2 months, he saw his doctor, and his peripheral vision, which he had 0 peripheral vision, had opened up to about 90 degrees to the left and to the right. So he's completely defying all the odds and what science says. And he can see. Isn't God good?
God is so good. Get on the patch. Aaron, what do you think, man? Isn't that amazing?
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's really
Get on the patch.
many words. Yeah.
So that is another testimony, you guys. And I have to share that stuff because it's too good not to share, right? I say that again and again, and it's so true. Let me see if it's Sherry McCants on here. Miss Sherry McCants, we got a lot of people on tonight. Thanks for hopping on, you guys. I appreciate you. Let me see if I can find Miss Sherry, and then she can introduce her guest.
Lorene.
Yes, beautiful Maureen. Hang on a second, Sherry. Let me pin you.
Okay.
Hey, Sherry
Yes.
is so amazing. Sherry is rocking the business. She's almost SPD. She won the trip already to the Bahamas, and she is just growing a huge team of winners and leaders. And so, Sherry, we love you. We're so proud of you.
Thank
Sherry,
you.
tell us who your guest is tonight. Tell us what's going on.
Okay. Well, my guest is Lorene. I have a hard time saying her last name. She can give that to you. She's out of Texas. But a couple things that are going on, just so you know, don't give up on your people. One of the gals has actually been patching for, I think, 10 months. She was actually on Testimony Tuesday this week. But she's in Mary Kay, and I met her at Fun Fearless Female. And she was watching some YouTube video with Patricia King. I don't know if anybody knows who she is. And she was actually talking about a Parkinson's story. And this is what Barb said. She said, I don't know this Patricia, but God, if I'm supposed to have these patches, bring them to me. Well, the next week she saw me at Fun Fearless Female, and I was the speaker. And so obviously she's on the team, and now she's sharing. And so now we just started a team with her here in Kansas City. So I'm so excited. So some of them might be on there. If they are, it's Maggie and Diane. And then the other one is Denise, and she'll be on one of these days here. She's going to be growing a big team as well. She came to my house. I patched her, got her out of pain right away. And she brought a friend over to my house and signed her up right away. And so it's just one right after another. Everybody's just having amazing results and getting in the business and going. And then the other thing is last week, I was in Arkansas with Jody, Hannah, and I went to 4 events with her. I went to a patio social. I went to a BNI club. I went to a lunch, and we went to a breakfast.
Wait a second. So let's tell everybody what these things are, because some people
Okay.
may not be aware, Sherry.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
We do this business. I grow the business, with hot, warm contacts.
Yep.
Sherry actually, when she moved to her city, she didn't
Yep.
know a person
Nope.
in her city, not a single person.
Right.
So Sherry made the decision, I'm going to join some of these networking groups in the Kansas City
Yep.
area.
Yep.
And that is literally how she has grown her business from ground zero to
Yes.
nearly the top rank. She's nearly the top rank.
Yes.
Is some of these networking groups. So okay,
Mhm.
elaborate again. I'm sorry. I have to explain to everybody.
The one that I'm in is called ACA. It's American Club Association, and there is a lot around. There's also you can do virtual. But because of that, then you also get invited to other groups because you're with a networking group. So check out your meetups in your town, BNIs. But like Jody, when she and I really believe it's because she saw me networking. She's like, well, I want to do this in Arkansas. And so she joined a BNI club, but then the BNI club said, hey, we've got a lunch you can go to. Well, these lunches and breakfasts, these are all free, right? And then they also have some patio social clubs. So just networking is great because, you're there to network. You're there to share your business. So, that's what you're doing. I love that part. So
Yeah.
Tonight, when you guys texted me, I was actually at the ACA doing another club and of course patching people.
Of course, always. That's all Sherry does. I love it. And so she literally, like I said, has grown her business to the very top. Imagine the top rank with these networking groups. So if you have those in your area, check on those. Those are really cool to be part of. And I have been to these events with Sherry.
Yes.
And they're incredible. These people are
Yeah.
incredible. They're looking for solutions. They're looking for opportunities. They want to share their solutions. And so it's a very open group of people that are open to your business model.
Yep.
They're open to ways of healing. So that's a great. Sherry, I'm so proud of you. I love you. You're on my list to call. Sherry's like, Renita, I've been trying to get a hold of you. I have been literally at a dead sprint for about 3 days. So tomorrow
I
we'll
know.
talk. Okay. Sherry,
Okay.
tell us about Lorene. I'm going to
Yes.
pin Lorene. I'm going to ask Lorene to unmute,
Yes. So,
add
so
pin
Lorene,
here.
and I'll let her say her last name. I don't want to mess up. It's like Breckenritz or something like that, but I've
She's
known
so
her.
beautiful.
Yeah, yes. And I'm not going to tell you her age, but she's very young. And she's
Getting younger.
she came to Dallas. She's going to
Anaheim.
California and
Yep.
everything. So, and she's building a business. She's out there talking to so many people, and she's got a great story if we can find her.
Right, I got her. She's tagged. She's on the screen. Us three
Okay.
are on here. Let's
All right,
go,
Lorene.
Lorene. How are you doing, beautiful woman?
I'm doing great. It's
Oh,
burning
there
up
she is.
in Houston, Texas. So
Woo,
94
awesome.
degrees today. Who cares?
Well, let's go. Tell us about your testimony. Thanks, Sherry, for introducing her.
Yep.
So I'm just going to say that I watched you, Renita. I followed you. Well, I met you in one company and you were great. I got great inspiration from you. And then you went to another company and I followed you and I said, man, Renita's on fire. I'm going to jump in. And then you got in LifeWave and I said, hi, I'm going to wait and watch. And then one day I was watching you on Facebook and I said, wait, she's very young and she looks even younger. Wait, I got to get in this.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So anyway, I joined, and the reason that I joined was to help my husband. And he has lots of problems with his back. And he's gone through a couple of surgeries. None of them helped him. He's in a lot of pain all the time. And I thought, well, all these people have issues with pain. Maybe it'll help him. But my first miracle happened with my husband. And that was whenever I got the patches, I made him get on the patches. Now, my husband is very skeptical. And by the way, my last name is Breitkreutz, a lot easier than it looks. It's 2 syllables.
Breitkreutz. It's German. It's German. Breitkreutz.
It is German. So anyway, they're kind of stubborn and skeptical. So, but I said, now what you do is you put this thing someplace where, it's like an acupuncture point, and he is all about Eastern medicine. He said, oh, okay, no problem. So he sticks it on, and whatever he does, if he gets on electrolytes, very religious, he's going to do his electrolytes every day, certain time. If he gets on making sure that he has protein and fat after he eats a fruit, by God, he's going to do it. So, anyway, he had cataract surgery 1.5 years before he got on the patch, and his left eye would not open. So it was 7/8 open. He couldn't see out of it except to read through readers. Driving was horrible because you don't have your peripheral vision. Right. So very dangerous. And 30 days on the patch. Oh, by the way, his surgeon, he went to him and he said, what can I do about this eye? And he said, well, not really anything. It's probably damaged in the surgery and it's never going to open on its own. I can refer you to a plastic surgeon. It'll probably cost you about $3,000 to have it fixed because Medicare won't pay for it. So he said, well, forget it. I'm not going to pay $3,000. I'll just suffer through. 30 days exactly. He gets up in the morning and his eyelid is open. And that was 2.5 years ago, and it's still open. So, so he won't get off the patch for anything because he said, I don't know what else it's doing. I can't see anything, but I don't know what else it's doing.
That's right. That's right.
That was my first thing that I noticed. So what I noticed, I'm not a one-hit wonder, but I had a wound on my ankle bone.
Wait a second, I got to mute. If you just came in the Zoom room, make sure you guys mute, please. Not the only one we want unmuted. I might mute all again. Sorry, Lorene, I got to do that because people, now I'm going to unmute you again. I'm going to ask to unmute. Sorry. When people come in the Zoom room, make sure you guys always mute yourself up. That'd be awesome. All right, there you go. Go for it, girl.
Somewhere around 2 weeks, I had a wound on my ankle bone, and we don't get any blood supply there, but I'd had it for 7 months before I got on the patch. And I was talking to a recruit from my other business, and he said, well, I can't meet with you tomorrow because I have a wound on my ankle bone and I have to go to the doctor. And I looked down, I said, oh, I have one of those. And I looked down and it was gone. It had not healed in 7 months. And I don't know, 7 days, 10 days, I don't even know when, but it was healed. Wow. So my advice to everybody is don't stop patching when you start. because you don't know what's happening inside. There's a little bot in there that if we had it, we could put it inside, we could swallow it, and it has a little camera on it and we could watch it going around. Okay, what's it doing? So,
Right.
but in August, I had a conference that I went to in Denver, Colorado. And on the second night, I'm standing there talking to an associate, and I see this man coming, and I thought, oh, he's kind of going fast, so I better step out of the way. So I took a half step away, and the next thing I know, I have been run over by a mobility cart going 12 miles an hour. It
My
weighed
gosh.
about 170 pounds. The guy on it weighed about 250. So that's about 400 and some odd pounds hitting me. I'm about 160. And so my memory of it comes back, and I had on sandals. It lifted me up out of my sandals and threw me backwards through the air. Witnesses said I was 2.5 to 3 feet off the ground, and I landed prone on a concrete floor that was, you know, covered with one of those little bitty thin carpets. And my glasses flew another 12 feet away. So there was a lot of force there. So I was helped up. I had to tell them to leave me alone because they had my knee back behind me where I needed my knee under me. But I said, let me go.
Yeah.
He was trying to help me up. So I didn't have any immediate pain, but it was kind of like, you know, a car wreck where 3 or 4 days later, all of a sudden, everything in the world starts hurting. I don't even know how I got on a plane 4 days later.
Wow.
But I went to my chiropractor because he has an x-ray machine. I didn't think anything was broken, but I knew it needed to be checked out. So, you know, I'm not going to go to an ortho. Oh, by the way, an ortho, that was August the 18th, around there. October 10th, I could have seen an orthopedic surgeon.
Oh, trust me, the attempt to get in for an appointment is like, I'll see you in 6 months. I'm like, really? So, I mean, yeah, you can't rely on that system. Yeah.
So anyway, there were no broken bones, and that was a good thing. But I've been going to this chiropractor for many years. I've actually been treated by chiropractors since I was 3 years old. So I'm a big believer in alternate forms of help besides the medical profession. For those of you that are gung-ho on the medical profession, I feel sorry for you. Get away from them, find a way. And actually, my sister is on here tonight, and her father was my stepfather who introduced me to chiropractic. Anyway, after a week and a half of being treated by chiropractic, the chiropractor who I've been trying to enroll in LifeWave since 2.5 years ago, he said, you know, I can't believe this, but for someone your age, I can't believe how you are responding to treatment, because I want you to know I was jammed. I mean, that force that I hit with, it's not to be sneezed at.
Right.
So
yeah, when it lifted you off the ground like that, hello.
Yeah. So anyway, my doctor said, I said, well, I can't help but believe that it's the patch. And he said, I think you're right. I said, so what's it going to take for me to get you enrolled? Now, he still hasn't enrolled, but I'm still working on him every treatment. So, but I'm released next week. So anyway, we don't know what's happening in our body. So for all of you non-believers, once you get on the patch, if you don't have any miracles, just remember that we're not in this to help us necessarily. There are some people, Crystal Welch, I mean, I can't believe what she looked like when she joined LifeWave and what she looks like now. I'm not any more beautiful today than I was 2.5 years ago. But I will tell you guys that I turned 80 in June. So most people don't believe it. They think I'm 65.
You are looking great.
So
amazing.
I have the energy of somebody 55. And so my caution is, just think about who you can help and who you love, because it is about not being selfish and helping people with this miracle product that we've all got our hands on. Keep talking, be like Renita, open your mouth and shout it to the universe. So anyway, that's my testimony.
Wow, girl, you look amazing, and you have the energy and vitality of someone half your age. So I'm telling you what, you are doing something right. Keep it up. Lorene, thank you for sharing the amazing story. Thank you for sharing about your husband. Listen, I love couples that are in this together, doing this together, because you know what? There's power in unity, right? There's power when you guys are on the same focused direction, that you're moving with your health and your healing and your vitality. And so we're thankful that you got on tonight and shared that incredible testimony. I would never guess you're 80, and your body's a healing machine. So it doesn't shock me that you're doing as well as you're doing, because you are amazing. I mean, you had everything right in the front end. I mean, our doctor is our chiropractor. And so that's what we do that is literally who we go to for our doctor. And I'll tell you, we have 3 boys, 17, 18, and 25. Our 17-year-old, he's never been on a single antibiotic his entire life. He's never had an ear infection. He's never had nothing his whole life. He's nearly 18 years old. So that tells you everything you need to know. You guys, thank you so much for getting on, Lorene. Sherry, thanks for bringing Lorene on tonight. You knew that she had this great testimony, and we just wanted to hear it. She does look amazing, doesn't she? Everybody give it up for Lorene. Awesome. Thank you so much, girl. You're gorgeous. You're gorgeous. I'm glad you're here.
Thanks
All
for
right.
having me.
You bet. Wow. Laura Broyles is next on here. Let's see if we can find Laurel. Laura is, let me see if I can find Laura real quickly. Laura, you are amazing. Start speaking, Laura, if you can, because then I can unmute you.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Keep talking, baby. Keep talking.
Yes,
I'm going to find you.
I
I typed in Laura. I said under Laura Broyles.
It's
There it is.
Laura.
Yeah, I
See
got
me?
that. Not yet, but keep talking. I'll
Laura.
get you. Don't worry, I'm finding you.
I can't not talk. I can't stop talking about this, you guys. Like what just happened before I got on this meeting, I can't stop. I said I cannot gatekeep this any longer. Like I have to tell everybody. And everywhere we go, there is an opportunity to talk to someone. You just listen in line at the store. You watch the way someone's walking. There are opportunities around us all day, every day. It's
That's right.
amazing. Yeah.
It is amazing. And you have an amazing story. I'm going to show the picture here. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can pull this up, because, I always say a picture is sometimes worth a million words, right? Would you guys agree? Have any of you had just an incredible sharing of a picture? When you share it, it's absolutely life-changing. So check out this. Can you guys see that? That picture of Laura? Does everybody see that? Yes or no? Give me some yes. Give me some feedback.
I see it.
Girl,
Yes, I
come
see it.
on. So tell us about this. Tell us about this picture.
So this picture, this is not even why I enrolled as a brand partner. My mom was having major hip issues and something happened to my shoulder. And I'm like, would I have help? So I reached out to Melissa Ramsey, the pharmacist who shared LifeWave with us 6 months ago. I'm like, we're hurting. I have a lot of other things going on, but I need some relief in my shoulder. Okay. This picture on the left was 8 weeks before I ordered patches. Picture on the right is yesterday, exactly 4 weeks of patching. Okay,
Wow.
my backstory is I was feeling horrible, tremendous hair loss for over a year, would not stop falling out, aching and hurting, exhaustion every day, insomnia, headaches, positive ANA, high white blood count, high ferritin, high B12, all the labs wonky. So I was on a 2-month waiting list to see a rheumatologist, fully expecting a lupus diagnosis last Friday. I just thought, I don't want to receive it, but I'm pretty sure that's what she's going to tell me. But when I was seeking help for my shoulder pain, I thought, if it helps with all this inflammation, I was trying to do lymphatic drainage, nothing was working. If the patches work, fine for that, but I'm in pain and I need help. That's where my whole focus has been. And last week, I'm like, have a big hysterectomy coming up Monday. So I'm hoping the inflammation inside my body has decreased, just like what I can see in my face prior to my surgery. But anyway, yesterday I looked in the mirror and I'm like, I can actually see my jawline again. And like my cheeks don't look like they did. And I don't feel like I did. So I went and saw the rheumatologist last Friday and I told her, I said, the whole list of symptoms that I wrote down to discuss with you that I've been dealing with for almost a year, I don't have any of those anymore. I said, except for I'm still losing hair, but it has stopped by about 85 to 90%. So still coming out a little, but nothing like it was. And she just looked at me. She said, well, by your labs, I can tell you you don't have lupus or any other autoimmune. And honestly, you don't need me. Released me, call me if you need me. You're out of here. And then I looked in the mirror.
Jesus.
Yes, I mean, just unbelievable. So I'm posting my stories, and I have a neighbor stop me, and he's like, what are these patches you're talking about? I have problems. Can you please come and talk to me? Monday night I went, 7 o'clock, I put LifeWave on the bottom of his feet, and I put an X39 on the back of his neck. He had spent a month in the hospital back in June, double pneumonia and blood clots in both lungs, came home with oxygen, sick and miserable since June, not sleeping. If he did sleep, snoring horribly, staying in bed till noon every day because he didn't want to get up. Within 15 minutes, the feeling started coming back in one of his feet. Within 30 minutes, he could feel both of his feet. And he said, I can feel my feet, the coolness of the hardwood floor. And in 50 minutes, he stood up, stomped around, said, I am not numb or tingling. I can feel everything. I haven't felt this way in months. He takes gabapentin 3 times a day to no avail. It doesn't help do anything.
Right.
And I said, well, I'm going to check back with you tomorrow evening in 24 hours. I just want to see how you're doing. At 11 o'clock Tuesday morning, his wife was calling and said he wants to order these patches now. You're not going to believe this. She said he slept so sound. This is not good marketing. She said, I thought he was dead in the middle of the night. Like he did not move, no snoring. He woke up, got out of bed at 8:30 a.m., got dressed. She said he has been bouncing off the walls all day long. She said, the man
Wow.
I woke
Wow.
up next to today is not the man I've been living with for the last 6 months. She said he is
Wow.
happy. He's in a good mood. He feels good. Well, I just left his house before I came over here. His foot still looks like the picture on the right, no swelling. The edema
Wow.
has not come back. He said, I feel amazing, and they'll get their patches tomorrow. So,
Wow. I mean, it's great not to share. That's how this thing
yes,
goes, right, Laura? Like nothing, like you said, you just got to release the floodgates, right? Like, because eventually,
yes,
like, how many people like you, like your neighbor, are praying for exactly what we're talking about? I mean, how many people right now do we know that are praying for a health miracle and we have a solution? We can actually not just offer prayer, prayer is powerful, but how about prayer and patching? Patch them, give them a tangible solution to put in their hands that they can put on their bodies that we know can affect the healing, can affect the peptide, can affect, the energy flow of the body for it to restore. And so, Laura, you are, I mean, on fire. I can feel your energy through the Zoom.
yeah.
You're doing amazing. And yes, you
Thank
look
you.
amazing. I don't know. If I were you, I might prolong that hysterectomy for about 6 months. You may not need it, girl.
Oh, I
Uh,
wish I could. What I'm praying is that the endometriosis is like gone when he gets in there, right? Like that
yeah.
the inflammation, that part is gone as well. Because I'm like, if I can see this on the outside, what's happening inside? Yeah.
Yeah. The good news is they told me I had endometriosis when I was 14 and I wasn't going to have any babies. And then I have had 3 sons. So, I don't have any endometriosis, but, the bottom line is it's amazing that the body can regenerate. That's what I want to say is that, there's two schools of thought here. There's the allopathic model. Sometimes we need it. Sometimes we need the surgery. Sometimes we need those things, right? Crisis care is real. We need it sometimes. But then there's this regenerative model that we're part of, that we get to be part of, that we get to be part of, where the miracles are happening, where the body's actually designed by God to heal, right? And so you give it the right patch, you give it the right electrolytes, you give it the right sunshine, it literally starts to rejuvenate and replenish itself. It's pretty awesome. And so we got a lot of people getting out their drugs, avoiding surgeries and all of it. So Laura, we're praying for you as you go into that on Monday, for
Thank
best case
you.
scenarios over there. But wow, you are a blessing and you are on fire. I expect for you
Thank
to
you.
have a huge business just because now you're out sharing and patching the neighbors.
Yeah. So that called tonight, they had told another neighbor who called her cousin in Delray Beach, Florida. He said, I know all about the Navy SEALs. I was a contracted pilot for the government for years. He said, I
Wow.
buy and sell jets now. He said, I don't care how much this costs. Let me just purchase retail. I'm going to buy 2 of everything and then I'll switch
Wow.
over. He said, but if this will help me, I need it and I want it. So now I have a customer in Florida, just because of this neighbor telling a neighbor.
There it is. And I mean, like John and Teresa Getz are on here and they're saying she's a manager in 2 days. 2 days you went manager, you went out and you got 4 people because, hey, listen, it's hard to stop the miracles. Like, you know what I mean? It's like trying to, it's like a flood happening and you're like, oh, I'm gonna try to hold up this strainer to see if I can stop the flood. You're not gonna be able to stop the flood. Okay. So it's just gonna come through it and you might as well just get on board with this thing and start opening your mouth and sharing because we're caring, right? We don't share because we hate people. We share because we love. This is a love movement if you haven't figured this out yet. We don't tell people about this because we hate the neighbor. We love the neighbor, right? We want the neighbor's feet to feel better. We want him to be able to feel his feet, feel the cold hardwood floor, right? That's why we do what we do. So Laura, you are a tremendous blessing. We pray blessings over you, your health, your business, and all the people you're patching. Thank you so much for getting on tonight.
Thank you.
Wow, you're amazing. You're beautiful. And I can see that jawline. Hot, sister, hot. We're aging in reverse over here, so get used to it. I love it. Wow. You guys, this is Testimony Thursday, and it is so much fun for me to just share all these incredible miracles that are happening on our team. Now, listen, we just get to hear like glimpses of it, right? It's happening all around us. The question is, are you the person that's out there sharing and caring? Now, I'm going to very quickly take you on over to a website, and it's called This Is It Info, because I want you to understand that you don't have to be a rocket scientist. You don't have to be a medical doctor to do this. Now, do we have many medical doctors? Yes, of course we do. But you don't have to be one. I always say you don't have to know it all. You should just know where to find it all. Okay, that's my advice if you're sharing this thing. So I'm going on over here. I'm going to share with you guys. This is it info, amazing website. If you have not looked at it yet. And by the way, let me just show something. Scott and I have been doing Zoom meetings since 8 this morning with people from all over the world. Literally all over the world. We have teams erupting literally in Taiwan, Philippines, Japan, all over. And so our first meeting was with Mandarin and Chinese. And so did you guys know that when you go to This Is It Info down here in the corner, you can change it to any of these languages. So this is Chinese for those of you that know anyone Chinese. So our first Zoom meeting of the day included a bunch of people that were Chinese speaking and Mandarin speaking. So of course we showed them this website and they love that it was in their language. So if you haven't noticed that yet, that's on the bottom left-hand corner of your This Is It info. So if you've not been to This Is It info, go there, go to This Is It info, go down to English. Like for example, now I'm on English. Let me refresh my screen. Hopefully it goes back to English. There it is, because I can't read Chinese. So here we are at This Is It info. This is a great website for you to go learn more. We're going to watch this quick video right here just because it's so good. I want you to know that the tools duplicate quickly when you know where to find them. Here it is. Let me get that volume working. Sorry. Hang on a second. I got people inboxing me left and right on Facebook. Welcome to my world. It's a lot of fun right now. Let me go. There it is. Let me pull back so you guys can see this. It's so powerful. Here we go.
In a world searching for answers, one discovery is changing everything. A patch, no bigger than a quarter, built not to
Geez, where's my, there it
treat
is.
symptoms, but to wake up the healer inside you. This is X39, a wearable, light-activated patch. Designed by David Schmidt, an inventor with over 200 patents. His mission? To reverse aging naturally. This isn't science fiction. It's stem cell activation without injections, without pills. Your body repairing itself. The results? Life-changing energy, recovery, sleep, relief. And the medical world? It's taking notice. Still skeptical? Visit thisisitinfo.com. You'll find the studies, the patents, the proof. It's all there. But there's more. This tiny patch isn't just transforming lives, it's creating freedom. Because behind it is a business model built for the bold. Real people, real results. Income that scales with impact. And here's why. Because this breakthrough technology is patented and exclusive, it offers a lucrative business plan that allows you to compound your efforts. More people than ever are struggling in today's economy. You can no longer rely on your own sweat equity alone to make a living. This business model allows you to duplicate yourself and, even better, to benefit from other people's efforts. So your income no longer depends solely on you. By duplicating yourself over and over, the income potential is far greater than a conventional job, career, or profession. And you're never alone. The This Is It system gives you the tools, the path, the team. All you have to do is start. The question is no longer if it works, it's whether you'll act or let this moment pass. Will you keep waiting or finally feel your body come alive again? Will you stay financially stuck or build something that lasts? Isn't it time to start living life on your own terms? The This Is It action plan will set you on a path to live out the dreams you have for your family. Get back with the person who shared this video so you can experience the age-reversing health and the exciting lifestyle that thousands are already enjoying. This is the technology, this is the team, and this is your moment. This is it.
Guys, and I know you're saying, Renita, I'm only seeing a black screen. I know I was seeing the same thing, but you know what I thought? Just listen with your ears. Listen with your ears, friends. Sometimes we're so fed all the time, fed. Listen, let it go to your heart, you guys. So again, go on over to thisisitinfo.com. My computer wasn't connecting for some crazy reason there. It's right on here, thisisitinfo.com. As we scroll down, I love this. All these videos are available to you. Hopefully you can see that now. Sorry, my computer was not kind of attaching for some reason, but I thought it's too good to stop because I'm listening, and it's powerful when you just listen. Listen, shut your eyes and listen to what they're saying. It's powerful what you can do here, right? And so when you realize that your body is designed by God to heal, as you scroll down, many amazing things. Have you all, I want to know this. Can you guys see my screen now? Can everybody see my screen now? Can you guys look at this for a second? LifeWave X39 copper peptides. Have you watched this video? We're watching it right now. Hopefully you can see that. Can you see it? I pray you can.
We talk about the copper peptides. Can you kind of jump in and talk a little bit about peptides and explain so we can all understand the importance of peptides?
Come on, computer.
Yes. So for those of you who don't know, peptides are really how this whole product works. Now, peptides can be anything from a few amino acids long, amino acids are the building blocks of protein, up to hundreds or over 100 sequences or amino acids long. When you start changing what peptides are doing, the way I look at peptides and proteins and enzymes is they're basically like the tools the body uses to get things done. And what you're seeing when you're using these patches is the manifestation of these proteins doing the work inside the body. And part of what finally, because I have a similar story to him, I was very skeptical. Renita would not stop blowing my phone up, and I'm grateful that she did. Because, you know, I get approached with tons of products. I'm probably only affiliated with a half a dozen brands at most because of the sheer number of products out there and the fact that I don't need a whole lot to get people better. So with peptides, the way that these peptides work, at least particularly the X39 and the X49, is they take free copper in your body and in your body's tissues and in your bloodstream, and they put it to work doing what it's supposed to be doing in the GHK and AHK peptides. The thing that I want you all to know about peptides is that peptides can also be injected. Now, why do they have to be injected? Because your stomach has got stomach acid and enzymes that break down proteins, amino acids, and peptides. That's why you can't eat GHK peptide or AHK peptide and get the therapeutic effects that you would get with the LifeWave patches, right? Otherwise, we'd put this in a pill, wouldn't we? Because people are ready to buy a pill. They're used to that. They're like a little bit more skeptical of patches. The thing is, if you're going to bypass the stomach, you have to put it through the skin. So what do? You draw it up with a needle. The most common peptide that all of you have heard of is actually called insulin. It was the first peptide used therapeutically in the world, and of course it's a life-saving medication. But now we're using more and more and more peptides. The world of anti-aging, regenerative medicine is just exploding with these peptides. Whole books are being written about them. More and more being characterized, more and more being synthesized. People are importing these from other countries. Compounding pharmacies are using them, and people are getting great results. But here's the thing. 80% of the public doesn't want to inject themselves or have their family inject them with anything. They just want to live their life and be left alone. The beauty of the LifeWave patches is that they provide the benefit of peptides without requiring the needles. You don't have to keep track of the needles. You don't have to worry about needle sticks or accidental needle sticks. You don't have to worry about contaminating yourself with somebody else with a needle. You don't have to worry about any of that. You don't have to go through the pain and discomfort. You don't have to get used to injecting yourself, which of course a lot of people have to because they may have diabetes or some other reason they've got to inject. And that was why I started to use them. The other reason why, and that's so important, is that I want you all to know that much of the disease that you're seeing today is related to minerals being dysregulated in the body. And I started to use minerals in my practice some years ago and was really shocked by the results. And that's why when I heard, oh, this is basically a platform that allows me to put minerals to work in the body, well, no wonder it's getting me great results. Copper in particular is really important because when copper gets free and is not bound to the proteins that it's supposed to be using or used by, it will create a lot of free radical damage and a lot of inflammation. And so the minute I saw, okay, people's symptoms are getting better or going away, and then they're actually regenerating, well, this makes sense. We're taking away the source of the damage, and we're actually putting it to good use.
Wow, wow, wow. So if you have not shared that video yet, I just looked at that video and pulled it off of, again, I'm over at This Is It Info. Thisisitinfo.com. Again, you don't need to know it all. You just need to know where to find it all. And you can find a lot of it at thisisitinfo.com. That's a video under the doctors section of This Is It Info. The testimonials are out of this world. Everything from children to eye improvement, to hair improvement, to migraines, to bladder, to neurological symptoms, right? You can click on children and you're going to see recorded testimony after testimony on children. So listen, my question is are you guys using these tools? Are you using This Is It Info? This is powerful stuff. You don't have to become a doctor. If you're a doctor like Dr. Stillman, great. But if you're not a doctor, don't pretend like you're one. Just point to the resources that we already have, you guys. It is so great. And they're updating that This Is It Info website all the time. Again, when you see that drop-down box, you'll see all those different, dialects that you can, Italian. Yeah. Somebody asked, is there Italian? Yeah. Italian's on there, right? Italian, German, you name it, Portuguese, they're all on there. Okay. So if you're talking to somebody in other parts of the country, like we do a lot, like we do most days, guess what? That's beautiful because you can just click on that drop-down box in the left-hand corner there, and you can find out exactly what it means to them in their language. Okay. Are you guys with me? All right, moving on. Here we go. So I'm going to share real quick. And I'm going to go on over here to a great little flip chart that we have, you guys. This is available in our Facebook group. Those of you that are in our Facebook group, get on in there. It's a great Facebook group because we've got amazing things under files in there. There's amazing testimonies. There's 13,000 people that have a great testimony. So we're going to spend the next 10 minutes taking you through LifeWave. So if you've not registered yet for the convention, it's coming up less than a month away, you guys. We're going to be down in Anaheim, California. We had 6 people register today. 6 today. So it's not too late to go. Make sure that your new people that are coming in, they're getting registered. The biggest question of the hour is, have you been patched yet? Right? All LifeWave products are free from drugs, chemicals, and stimulants. LifeWave does not claim to treat, cure, or, we don't claim to treat a disease, guys. That's not what we do here. All we do is activate those amazing stem cells in our body that do the work and really go to work doing the healing for us, right? So it's very, very easy to use. You just pull up the back of the sticker, you put it anywhere on the body or put it where it hurts. And guess what? You're going to have that healing response. I got started because of my aging mom and dad. Many of you know the story. My mom diagnosed with Parkinson's almost, I think, 9 years ago now. But guess what? My mom today was walking with Scott Brannon, my husband, down at the park. She did about a half a mile down at the park today. She did a great job out in the sunshine. This is the woman who couldn't walk, who couldn't talk, who couldn't smile, who couldn't eat. Her teeth were literally falling out of her mouth. She had wasted away from 169 pounds down to 97 pounds when she started. A friend of mine out of Canada who was a nurse got a hold of me and said, Renita, you got to use this patch on your mom. She said, my neighbor lady had downright miracles. And I said, well, you had me at Miracle, Doris, my friend out of Canada. She was a nurse. So we got mom started. And on the 11th day, Scott and I walked into the house and mom was walking without the walker. She was walking, she was smiling. She looked over at me. She said, can I make you breakfast, Nita? Can I make you some eggs? And I said to her, where's the walker? And she said, I think it's in the bedroom. I said, since when don't you need the walker at 8 a.m.? You've used it for 2.5 years. And she looked at me and she said, well, I didn't need it today. And that was how our journey began, you guys. And by the way, if you're not patching your precious dogs, cats, and horses, you ought to be, because it's amazing for our pets. So my dad was our second miracle that we saw. He was dealing with these oozing, goozing legs. And as you can see there, they were not well. They were triple the size. They were dripping. He'd literally carry around a rag and witch hazel all day, wiping his legs. It was crazy. And that morning when mom was bebopping through the kitchen, I said, hey, can we put a patch on you? And my dad said, I thought it was for Parkinson's. I said, honestly, I don't know what it's for. I said, I can't believe my eyes. I can't believe mom's making us eggs this morning. This is crazy. She hasn't cooked in 2.5 years, right? And so that's kind of how we began. The next morning we came back to the house. My dad opened the front door, you guys. And when I looked down, I saw the legs on the right, on that picture there. And my dad looked at me and he goes, it looks like that sticker worked. Where can I get some more stickers? And I fell to my knees, was thanking the Lord Jesus, was crying that his legs were healed, because we had been battling those buggers for 6 months. And I knew we were onto something huge, because I thought, oh my gosh, these two had radically different conditions. One was diagnosed with Parkinson's, one's got these crazy legs. And guess what? Now, like within a matter of days, like both of them are better. Like, how is this working, right? So we have a miracle inbox, and I pray you guys have one too. This is my friend Penny's hands. This is 5 days on the patch. She had dealt with the hands for 8 or 9 years after chemotherapy, really had wrecked her skin. And the picture on the right was 5 days after she started patching. And of course, she said, I'm going to tell the world about this patch. I can't believe my eyes. I've tried everything for my hands. Nothing has worked. And I cannot believe my hands look this great. But you don't have to be old, and you don't have to have bad skin or a disease to do this. We've got amazing young people like our boys. They're 25, 18, and 17. They all wear the patches. They're ripped. They're at the gym right now, lifting, probably signing people up for the patch. True story. Rocco, the other day, he's 17. Some guy asked Rocco about the patch on his body. Rocco goes, dude, get on a Zoom meeting. I mean, we got our 17-year-old recruiting people to Zoom meetings so that they can learn about this technology and how it's going to increase their performance. So David Schmidt is a gem of a human being. If you watched the meeting last night, you know him. His caliber is beyond anything I've ever experienced. His level of expertise and brilliance is completely divine, I believe. And his humility is amazing. I've never met somebody who's as smart as he is, who is as humble as he is. He's a scientist and inventor. The company's 21 years old. It's a debt-free company. And in 2008, David in the company said, let's focus on stem cell regeneration. Let's figure out how we can activate stem cells with light. And we happen to do it by activating that peptide called GHKCU, like Dr. Stillman was talking about in that video. We're activating that peptide, and that peptide activates our own innate stem cells. So this is beautiful because it's not an outside injection. It's our body activating its own stem cells. So the technology started 20 years ago with the Navy SEALs. It was awesome. They were using the energy enhancer patches to increase their energy during Hell Week. They were doing 40-hour missions. Many of them were having heart palpitations because they were using amphetamines to stay awake. They started wearing the energy enhancer patches and literally came to life. Like, the energy enhancer burns up to 30% more body fat. So that's how it balances your energy. It's actually burning your own fat to literally increase your energy. So if that interests you, those are the energy enhancer patches. From there, it was used by the Olympic swim team down at Stanford. These girls, I should say, were breaking their records in practice. 6 of the 8 swimmers that were wearing the energy enhancer patches were breaking their own personal bests in practice. And that was within a couple of weeks of wearing the patches. 4 qualified for the Olympic swim team. It was a big deal. So how is this working, guys? Your body is emitting light. Okay, we are electric beings. We don't talk like that, but if you had a heart attack and we're laying on the ground, we're not just going to throw a supplement in your mouth. We're going to jumpstart you with electric cables, right? Your body is an electrical body. It's emitting light. It's low frequency infrared light is always coming off of our bodies. Now we don't see it with the naked eye, but if I put on those night vision goggles that the military guys wear, then we'd see it, right? But we don't see it, but it's always coming off of our bodies. All the patch does is it harnesses it and it reflects it back in at a specific spectrum to activate a specific peptide or healing mechanism. In the case of X39, it's activating this copper peptide, GHKCU. Okay, this copper peptide is amazing. You're asking, what does it do? Well, David Schmidt, one of his 200 patents that he has, shows you that this peptide from phototherapy, which is the patch, elevates this peptide. What does that do, though? It includes activation of stem cells, improvements in energy. Do you guys need this? Just say yes if it's you. Elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation. Hello. Management of pain. Everybody needs that. Improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen production, and improved wound healing. That's what happens when you put the patch on, guys. So it's kind of a big deal. When people say they don't need the patch, they all need the patch because everybody I know has one or many of the things I just talked about, right? It's just a no-brainer. So the fact that we can do this with a sticker for less than a Starbucks a day is a total godsend. So GHK Copper Peptide, if you've not got the book, get this book, purchase it. Listen, if you're in LifeWave and you haven't got the book yet, I'm not sure what you're waiting for, because I talked to somebody on our team today who's 23. She signed up about a week and a half ago, and she was telling me about this book today. So you got to ask yourself, are you more coachable than a 23-year-old? Okay, because the 23-year-old is going to take it to the top, because they understand peptides and they understand collagen and hair and skin and beauty, right? And brain healing. The young people understand this. It's the old guys that I'm trying to get on board to say, hey, bust out of your stubbornness and step into the reality of the future of healing, which is light. Right, guys? So get yourself the book. It's $16. It's amazing. It just talks that our bodies are, the ability to heal is just unbelievable. God designed us this way, but it actually repairs damaged DNA. These patches activate the peptide, GHKCU, and that peptide repairs your damaged DNA. Okay, so it affects 700 nervous system genes. No wonder people are feeling better, getting off their anxiety and depression and ADHD medication, right? It's kind of a big deal. And so 101 clinical studies. Go into your back office once you've enrolled, click on resources, scroll to the very bottom, and you'll see studies. You can read them all. Okay, it's a little late night reading. Stem cells are the fountain of youth in our body. The fewer you have, the faster you're aging. We want to replenish these babies as quickly as possible to recapture our youth. So by age 30, you've got a 30% reduction of, a 60% reduction of stem cells. By age 50, if you're on here tonight, I'm nearly 50. I was kind of freaking out when I found I had a 75% reduction. I was like, holy Moses, what do I need to do, right? So I don't want to go get injections because those are $10,000 and they don't have a money back guarantee like LifeWave has a money back guarantee, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do X39 because that's activating that GHK copper peptide, which is activating my own stem cells. So proprietary form of light therapy, you're reflecting your own light to activate. It's non-transdermal. Nothing's entering the body except for light, you guys. So there's no drugs or chemicals or stimulants. It's super non-invasive, which is why we have Eddie, 97-year-old Eddie using it and 2-year-olds using the patch, right? So you wear it 12 hours on, you take it off for 12 hours. Most people wear it during daytime hours, take it off at night. The benefits are tremendous. Hopefully you've heard enough tonight, but just know that we can't make medical claims. We do not treat, cure, prevent disease, but we are considered an FDA wellness device. So being a wellness device, we can't actually make medical claims, but we can talk, general health improvements like increased strength, reduced inflammation, restored muscle and skeletal condition. My muscles are ripped. I've never been stronger or fitter than I am right now. And I'm 48. My real age came back at 32. I had a bunch of testing done, blood, urine, saliva, heart rate variability. They hooked all these electrodes to me, and I came back as a 32-year-old. And my doctor said, Renita, that doesn't happen. Most people come back older, right? Because of the stress, because of the food, because of the things that they're exposed to. I came back at 32. I know it's the patch, right, guys? So this is a brain scan that they did with somebody who was having a lot of inflammation in the brain. It's called a topography map. They look at the areas of the brain to make sure it's communicating well. Well, this lady's was not. As you can see there on session 1, lots of brain inflammation. Check out session 2, 3 weeks on X39, 12 hours a day. No more red. What do you guys think about that? We should be running after people because I don't think brain inflammation is an old person problem. I think brain inflammation is everybody's having that problem right now. So if we can combat that, it's amazing, you guys. And it even works on horses. Horses never got on a Zoom, and horses don't lie. So they're hooking these horses to the thermography. And look at the horse on picture 1. They put an Eon patch on this horse. Look at what happened within 15 minutes of patching a horse. So if it works for the horse, what do you think it's going to do for you? Is my question. Come on, get on this already. We can talk all night about the health. Let's go to the business aspect of it. The potential of stem cell industry is big. It's going to $300 billion right now. And listen, this industry is moving with or without you. So if you don't get on board, it doesn't really affect us that much, but I'm going to tell you, it does affect you. Make no mistake, it affects your health because now you're aging faster and just getting old, right? And saggy and baggy, right? And if you're not getting on board, it's definitely affecting your finances because you could be creating some extra income for your family. So my advice to you would be like, when something is moving to 200 million to 300 billion, count me in, okay? This company, the only way we get paid is by paying back people that are promoting the brand, like myself, like all the people you saw tonight that are so excited about sharing this technology. So all you got to do is open your mouth and say to your friends, what do you know about phototherapy? What do you know about stem cells? Did you know there was a way you could activate your stem cells with light, with a patch, right? So the company was doing very good, $20 million a year. And then David launched the X39 there between 2021 and 2022. Look what happened. The company soared to $320 million. 2023, $430 million. 2024, $600 million. The company is available in 75 countries. My advice is sponsor your neighbor, but go eat on purpose. Go eat Korean, go eat Asian, go eat Mexican. Start eating on purpose. Go to these places where there's people from other parts of the world and sponsor them, because everywhere you go, people have stem cells. When we go to bed at night, there's people in other parts of the planet that are waking up to share LifeWave on the other side of the world. How awesome is that business model, right? So we're #1 in momentum growth around the world. We're the #1 growth company according to Direct Selling Network. The Bravo Award is the #1 award given in network marketing, in all of network marketing. It's the most prestigious award because it's given to the company that has the most growth over a 4-year period. We had over 3,000, write that down, 3,000% growth in 2024 and 2025. Listen, if you've ever wanted to win, this is your moment. I'm just telling you, this is your moment. So sharing is caring. We earn by sharing the technology. Get started with the person who invited you on here. Go back and talk to the person who shared this meeting with you tonight. That person is your sponsor. They obviously love you. That's why they got you on this thing tonight, right? They obviously care about you. They wanted to share a technology that's probably changing their lives at this point, right? And if you're interested in the business, great, because we need an army of light workers sharing this thing. But you can start with the core pack for $295. That comes with 3 sleeves of X39. That's great for a husband and wife to start with. You can start with the advanced pack. If you have family members, let's say you're thinking of a son or daughter or grandson, or maybe an aging parent that needs it. We got started with the advanced pack. Honestly, within 3 days, we hadn't even received our patches yet. And I had sold the entire advanced pack to people that wanted it on Facebook. So we upgraded to the premium. Within 3 days of starting LifeWave, we had not even received our patches. This thing is a fast moving train. So if you're serious about making money, making a difference, helping a lot of people, definitely upgrade to that premium or start with the premium pack. It will keep you active for 90 consecutive days. You do not need to do any additional orders for 90 days. So it's awesome. You get your free website immediately. You get your free app immediately. So go back and talk to who invited you on here, because you can have your free website up and operating in 15 minutes. How awesome is that? And then of course, when people go to your website and they get the core package, you earn $35. When they get the advanced package, you earn $75. When they get the premium pack, you're in $405. And again, the premium pack keeps you active for 90 consecutive days. So you don't need to place any additional orders. Remember that. The compensation plan is awesome. The team commissions, you can earn up to $25,000 a week. We got people on here tonight earning $10, $12, $15, $17, $20,000, $25,000 a week. Okay. I'm not going to name names. I'm not making any income claims. The truth is, if you work this thing, you're going to make a lot of money and you're going to help a lot of people. Okay. We're not going to get into all the ways of earning tonight. We do have a 25-minute Zoom meeting that's been recorded that explains all the ways of earning. They are awesome. Right now, we've got everyone running for the Bahamas. You saw Sherry McCants. She won the trip. Crystal, I believe she's won the trip already. So a lot of people have earned this free trip to the Bahamas. We went to the Dominican Republic, Punta Mita, Mexico, and now we're going to the Bahamas coming up in February here. So we've got 3 short weeks to win this trip and earn this trip. So hopefully if you're on here tonight, you're running for it. Again, talk to who invited you on here. Go to This Is It Info to learn more about the health. Watch some of those great informational videos about the X39. Go to the testimonials. It's awesome. And then This Is It team is all the wealth building. All right. I'm 2 minutes over. I hope you got what you came for tonight for Testimony Thursday. We love Testimony Thursday. Remember, every single Sunday at 8 p.m., we do have a business training. So if you're interested in that, it's 30 minutes. It's Sunday nights. Remember, we have a 25-minute overview that explains everything I just explained and the 6 ways of earning very thoroughly. So if you want that, that's posted in LifeWave Wellness Warriors under the featured tab in our Facebook group. With that being said, may the Lord bless you, keep you, shine his face upon you, be gracious to you, and grant you favor all the days of your life, you guys. And we hope they're long days, because guess what? We're living longer because of the patch. Thank you so much, David Schmidt. Thank you, Lord Jesus. And thank you for everybody getting on tonight. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you Sunday. Bye. Thanks to all our testimonies tonight. We appreciate all of you. God bless all of you. Bye-bye.